What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me. Turned out to be a really nice day today. Got a nice little breeze blowing, and the clouds are pretty much keeping the sun covered so it ain't baking me out here. So I'm gonna try to make the most of it by getting some AR testing done. I've already done one 5.56, and we're gonna keep it rolling with some 300 Blackout. So of course we got the jelly contraption split up today with the radar and the bench down at this end, and then down there at 28 yards we got our gel blocks set up. So two nice clear blocks of gel down here. Now like I said, I've done one test already today. It's a 5.56 test, so I'll leave a link if y'all hadn't seen that one. This front one up here, I flipped it around, so we got plenty of room to get this one done. This is also going to be the same brand and type of ammo as this 5.56, so it'll be a nice little comparison. And then as y'all can see also, we've got the heavy clothing barrier with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. So again, what we got here this time is some 300 Blackout. It's the Sabre blade black tip. So like I said, it's the same brand and type as that 5.56 Sabre blade we just tested, the 55 grain. Now this is a 110 grain projectile. Not sure exactly what to expect from this one. I would say it's going to perform like those 5.56 and be a VMAX type of round with a whole bunch of fragmentation, but I'm not sure. Maybe it'll surprise us. I've mentioned before that the description on their site for the 5.56 makes them sound like they're going to stay together and be a nice expanding round that holds most of their mass, but as y'all seen in the testing, it's just the opposite. Now the velocity on this is saying 2,325 feet per second. Not sure what barrel length they got that out of, but we're gonna give it a couple different chances out here today. So for the shorty, we got an 8.5 inch barreled AR pistol. It's got a 1 1/8 twist on it. This is actually the CAG 15 lower from PSA. And then for the longer option, I actually just threw this together a few days ago with this no fly zone lower I had with the spy balloon. So I figured I'd just grab a 16 inch upper is what I did. So this is a 16 inch 300 Blackout upper. It's also got a 1 1/8 twist on it. But this should be another interesting one. I'm really curious to see how these behave. Like I said, if I was gonna guess, I'd say they're gonna be a VMAX type of round also, but it'll be interesting to see if that 8.5 inch barrel, slowing it down some, holds them together a little bit better. So let me get this stuff set up and let's find out. All right, let's see if we can get some speed, y'all. I'm gonna do a 5 round average from each barrel length. We'll start with this 8.5 inch first. Now, if y'all not familiar with this lab radar, you're gonna get multiple readings. The big number is gonna be the muzzle velocity, and then you'll get 5 more. You're gonna get a 10 yard, a 28, which is where the gel is, a 50, 75, and 100. Now, we should get out to 100 with these 30 caliber projectiles here. This thing's got a limit as far as the size of the projectile and the distance it can read, but we should get out to 100 with 30. If not, we might miss a couple, but we'll probably still get to 75 at least. So let's see if we can get a 5 round average on this stuff. Hopefully we'll get all the way out to 100 with it. Yeah, we got to 100, 2186. Now remember, the box on this stuff is saying 2325. $21.64. 21.96. We missed 100 on that one for whatever reason. Make sure I'm still lined up good. 21.02, and we got one more to get. Let's make sure we're good here. And 21.73, so I think we got 3 out of the 500 yard readings. Let's check out that average. All right, our 5 round average on that was 21.64. We had an extreme spread of 95 and a standard deviation of 37.1. I don't know where we got a high of 21.96 and a low of 21.02, so I don't know if that low was way out of line or if that high is way out of line. I'll probably see it in the editing, but in any case, the average on that was 21.64. So let's get this reset. Let's try the 16 inch. All right, y'all, let's see what basically doubling the barrel length can do for it. I got a feeling we'll probably hit that 23.25 from this 16 incher, but let's see what we get here. 24.46, we didn't get 100 though. 24.59. 24.76, there's our 100. 24.38 and 24.57. So it definitely sped it up, and all of them well over that 23.25. Let's check the average. All right, so that time our 5-round average was 24.55, so well over the 23.25 on the box. They probably ran this, I'm gonna guess, from about 9.5, 10.5 inch barrel. 24.55, an extreme spread of 38 and a standard deviation of 14.6. So definitely decrease that spread. Maybe it's just a short little 8.5 inch barrel, who knows, but 24.55 average on that. And if you remember on that 8.5, it was 21.64. So you're talking about, what's that? 291 feet per second faster from the 16-inch barrel. So definitely a significant difference there. I'm really curious to see what this stuff's gonna do in the gel, especially from that 8.5 inch. So let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's can Blackout score the knockout jelly time. We'll put 1 round from each barrel length into the gel, starting with this little 8.5 inch first. Like I said, I got a feeling both of these are gonna act like a VMAX, but maybe I'll be wrong. All right, that should have been perfect. Hopefully it didn't go out the top. Let me go check it out. All right, that right there looks absolutely fantastic. That's the kind of performance that I was expecting out of the 5.56, and we got it right there from that 30 cal. So let's see what this 16-inch can do. Make sure I got all my stuff on here. I expect this is going to do about the same, probably more fragmentation though, obviously. All right, that should have been absolutely perfect. I definitely dumped more energy because everything fell off. Let me go see what we got going down there. All right, let's check out what we got down here, y'all. Fantastic performance from both of these, in my opinion. I'll tell you right now, already just first glance, I like the looks of this 300 Blackout performance way more than the 5.56 I just tested. So what we got here on the top, that's the one out of the 8.5 inch barrel. As you can see, comes in here, immediate expansion, very, very nice disruption here. Now it does start shedding some material. You got a couple little pieces of lead, there, and some jacket. So it definitely is fragmenting, but not nearly as much as out of the longer barrels, as you can see down below it. So keeps on trucking as it's dumping material through that first block into the second block, and then there you can see it there. It's probably about 3 inches into this second block, and some really, really nice expansion. It is kind of mangled up, but you got a lot of material left there. And then down below it, of course, that's the one out of the 16 inch. Definitely a different story here, kind of the same deal we saw with the long and short barrel 5.56. A whole lot more energy dump right here, much more violent fragmentation. You got a whole lot more fragments there, tons of jacket and lead there in all kind of directions. You can see it going up and down, just all over the place. Just a whole lot more fragmentation in general. Very, very nice disruption again, carries through this first block, and this one's sitting probably about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch shy of the end of this first 16-inch block. And from what I can see, really, really nice expansion on that one also, but again, mangled up and a whole lot more material lost. So as far as your penetration, the one out of the 8.5 inch is at exactly 18.5 inches of penetration. And then the one out of the 16-inch barrel, it's at exactly 15.5 inches. So absolutely fantastic penetration from both of those. And here's a little closer look in case that glare was kind of not letting you see the disruption really well. As you can see, I mean, this thing meant business, buddy, both of them. Massive, massive amounts of disruption. You can see it trucking through that first block. There's the one from the 8.5 inch. Like I say, really, really nice expansion. And then down below, that's the one from the 16 inch. All right, y'all, let's check out these projectiles. There's actually a pretty big difference in the size and weight of these things. I can just tell by feeling them. This one right here is out of the 8.5 inch. This one's out of the 16 inch. As you can see, really nice frag expansion from both of them, but this one here lost a lot more material. I mean, a lot more material. This one's got a bunch of lead and jacket all folded underneath it. This one has some, but it's almost flattened out to the base as far as the front of that mushroom even. So big difference as far as retained weight from these two. But let's see just how much difference there actually is. Both of these started at 110. This one from the 8.5 is down to 97.8, so a decent little bit of loss there. And then this one here out of the 16-inch is all the way down to 58.2, so tons of loss there. And there was no question because the gel is absolutely full of material. And then as far as the size on them, this is going to be some really irregular measurements. This one from the 16-inch, you got 447 and 469, so pretty good expansion on that one there. And then this one from the 8.5-inch, you got 533 and 577, so quite a bit more size on that one. Really nice expansion and fragmentation on both of them. And there you have it, y'all, some more Sabre blade black tip, this time in 300 Blackout 110 grain. Really nice performance from these. Like I said, I would prefer these over those 5.56. Those 5.56 went all to pieces and had just a small little piece of actual material that kept going like this, whereas this is a pretty good chunk here. Not only that, but you still got some really nice energy. I hadn't done the calculations yet, but I'm sure you're still over 1,000 even with this 8.5, probably 1,400 foot-pounds out of the 16. So still plenty of energy, and you got more penetration out of both of these. Even the shorter one here, the 16-inch, you got more penetration out of it than you did the shorter barrel from the 5.56. So in my opinion, both of these gave us some really nice performance. All right, y'all, that's another 300 Blackout AR test in the books and some more really good performance. This stuff did a great job out here. I especially like the 8.5-inch performance. Y'all know I like these projectiles to stay together and hold a lot of their mass, and that 8.5-inch definitely did. You still got some fantastic disruption, still got a little fragmentation, but you held on to a big old chunk and got some nice expansion. The 16-inch performance was no slouch either, although I personally would like to see a little bit less fragmentation. I figured these were going to do that though, because like I said, the 5.56 has done the same thing. I think these are basically just VMAX rounds with a black tip on them. But let me know what y'all think about the performance from them. If you had to pick one of these two barrel lengths for home defense or hunting, either one, which one would it be for which case? If you had to pick between these and that 55 grain 5.56 that I tested before this of the same type, which one of those would you choose? If you did enjoy the video, make sure you reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything that I upload. If you're doing some shopping, check out those affiliate links in the video description. Anything you buy after going through any of those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really appreciate that. Big thanks again to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've gotten a couple really interesting tests done today, and I'm gonna try to squeeze one more in while I'm out here, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.